The Tusks are an elite force of Grineer apparently commanded by Vahek himself for deployment on the Plains tileset. Equipped with desert camo, the Grineer can blend in very well to many areas of the plains, as well as heavily formidable with many weapons at their disposal. To start, the Tusk Ballista, Butcher, Flameblade, Roller, Seeker, and Shield Lancer have no special abilities other than their Butcher and Flameblade versions being very large, so I will not be talking about them in this video. The Tusks Bombard is a unique bombard in the sense that he uses a Scorch armor type, as well as his Ogress firing a slow-charging, ultra-fast rocket one at a time. The rockets function more like the player version and do not track foes, but deals much more damage despite being very slow to charge. The Tusk Elite Lancer has no special weapons, however he can throw cold grenades, which can slow the player significantly for a decent amount of time. His Grinlock is also very deadly as it has a high chance for slash procs to occur. The Tusk Eviscerator is similar to the normal variant, however he too can toss cold grenades to slow the player down. The Tusk Heavy Gunner is unique as she uses a miniaturized Grattler, which functions just like the Arcwing version and as such, fires explosive shells that deal a ton of damage. If players get within range of the Heavy Gunner, she will swap to her Comac sidearm, dealing increasing damage as she spins up the weapon. The Tusk Hellion functions similar to the normal variant, although his missiles are red and extremely difficult to evade, and deal very heavy damage. The Tusk Mortar Bombard is a completely new enemy type, and while his Kraken is not new, his backpack is, which is actually a back-mounted mortar launcher he can use on the field. At long ranges he will fire the 3 mortars into the air, which will strike the location the enemy was, but if close, the Bombard will actually bend over and aim the mortar directly at players, firing the 3 rounds in an inaccurate but deadly spread. The Tusk Napalm is the same as the normal Napalm, however he uses a uniquely sounding Ogress and a Commander helmet, although the Napalm it shoots out is the same as the normal version. The Tusk Predator is a unique mix of a Scorpion, Butcher, and Power Fist, slamming the ground like the Power Fist and hooking enemies like the Scorpion while slashing with its Twin Croaker melee. He also uses a unique melee animation set not found on any other enemy. The Tusk Reaver is a mix between the Grineer Bailiff and a Hellion, using its jetpack to launch aerial slam attacks, or using its jetpack in an attempt to cut off the player when they attempt to run away. He also uses a Manticore skinned Skindo, which can deal heavy damage, although continuing to move will prevent him from really using it due to his jetpack maneuvers. The Tusk Trooper is similar to the normal version, although his napalm grenades can cause refreshing heat procs to the player that stands in the flames, and the napalm will last for quite a while on the ground. His Karok is also fairly effective at medium range, where the unit tends to fight. The Seeker Drone is an enemy that a few of the ground units can toss out, which will hover in the air for a moment before tossing out a flare, which will call in reinforcements in the form of either a dropship of some kind, aerial troop drops, or even Tusk versions of normally Arcwing Dargans. In addition to ground units, the Tusk forces also deploy turrets. A machine gun Aklak turret which fires high damage bullets at the player from long ranges, a Varush turret that can fire missiles at players in the air, and Morta turrets that fire mortars. Troops can also be dropped presumably by space through drop pods, which explode on impact and spawn the randomized units, flown in through Tusk Furball dropships, or dropped in through entire squads by heavily armored and extremely tanky Bulkar personal gunships. The Bulkar and Furball dropships have alloy armor and robotic health, with the robotic health normally reserved for Corpus Robotics. The Tusk forces are deadly out on the plains, and between dropships and direct troop pod deployments can easily swarm players if they are not careful.